everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Quinn, and today I'm going to talk about... Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Quinn. I also want to announce the Vlogmas intro. And...
Look at Harley. She's like, I'm done with this. I don't know what you two are doing, but I'm out.
I don't know.
Oh dang. Were you recording?
Yeah. Hopefully this light doesn't slide off the table. It's like trying to slide off the table like 2 or 3 times by now. So hopefully this doesn't go. I don't know if this, but yeah, the holiday seasons are coming up. So welcome back for my intro. Like I said, my name is Quinn. If you're returning, hi, welcome back. I'm glad to see you guys. But if it's your first time here, please like, subscribe, and yeah, and I appreciate all the company today. So okay, anyways, la la la. So today, literally, I was gonna talk about, some people have asked me a couple tips of how to become a writer. So I was gonna talk about that, but I actually literally have loved this video so many times that I'm gonna have some great clips from my blooper video reel. I'm so glad about that. This makes me so happy. I'm just being silly. But anyways, today I'm gonna actually be talking about a couple of people have asked me some tips about how to become a writer. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about that, just a little bit, and hopefully it will help. So I know I told you guys a little bit about why I became a writer, or how I became a writer, a little bit about my story, about how I literally got sick and tired of working a 9-to-5, and I just always had a love for writing, and so I finally just took the leap and actually did it. So basically, my first tip to people who actually want to write is do it. I mean, you don't have to quit your job, because I didn't quit my job when I started writing, you guys. I actually, I would go to work, come home, and after a long day, I'd be like, oh, well, I have some stories. I can write them into a book. So, I just started basically journaling some of the stuff, I know people think, oh, your diary is silly, but no, seriously, you can journal some stuff, because a lot of times it'll help you with details, like if you want to put them in your stories to have them, so that's basically one of the things I would suggest as a tip, because that's kind of how I started. Yeah, so you want to go ahead and you want to journal. Again, like I said, don't just up and quit your job. Don't do that. Right now, since it is during quarantine, it is a little bit different. So if you're not actually going out to work, yeah, when you're done, some people are clocking in, on a computer or, such, when you're done with one of those, you still have stories. I mean, you're going to be interacting with people. Now, of course, you don't want to put names and details and all that other stuff, because, for confidentiality, whatever. But it also helps you start thinking about how to turn the stories into stories, actually. I mean, if you're writing fiction. If you're writing nonfiction, then you know what, yeah, still don't include people's real names and such. That's still kind of sketchy. But it just depends on what kind of nonfiction you're gonna do. So actually, Lexi Miles, she's also an author up on her website here. We were talking about some of the things, what would you suggest, to help people start writing? And so this was like one of the things that I know. There were other things that we talked about, so I'll talk about a few other ones. But yeah, you want to, start writing down your experience. And this is basically, yeah, nonfiction people. I don't really write nonfiction right now. Not that I haven't been thinking about some stories for nonfiction, so I, eventually one day I'll probably have a nonfiction book, because there's things that have happened, like especially in the last year, with, losing someone to cancer and different things that, you could do. So I will write a nonfiction to maybe help people through that, the grieving process, the process period, because so this but this is not about nonfiction, so I won't go into that today. And sometimes I tend to get off onto a point and then I make the video so much longer because it's like, oh, oops, that's not what I meant to say. So I am gonna stick on point today. This is basically for fiction, actually, especially if you're thinking about writing like romance or such. I know a lot of times people think romance is like, oh, this women's fiction or whatever, blah blah. No, actually, it's not. It's a little different. Trust, when you get into the genre and start talking to people, oh, you start finding out, no, it's not. Things are a lot different. So, you know, that's the thing too. I would suggest if you are actually thinking about becoming a writer, whatever genre you want to get into. If you're a big fan of it, that's awesome. Read some of the books, read things, see which ones that you really like, enjoy it, and see, oh, this is something similar to what I want to do. So that'd be cool. But you also want to then find out, what appeals to you, what you want to do, and then kind of again write it. For me, I liked romance. Romance was very. It helped me unwind at night, like watching, like Hallmark movies or things to that effect, or, read a good book, that I liked. So, and then, of course, there's also too, when I was working in a place, a lot of times people would suggest, oh, I read this romance book and it's so wonderful. Pick up those too. You also ask your friends what is something they like or whatever, and then you can read and see, take polls from different, take something from every single one and kind of go, okay, whatever. But that might be a little too complicated. No, it's not too complicated, but it might be a lot of information. But seriously, you just kind of want to get an idea where you want to be and what you want to do. So basically, I guess what I'm trying to say is you want to get your focus of what you want to do. You want to decide, what do you like? If you like horror, then write horror. If you like thrillers, then they are different. Then write thrillers. If you like mysteries, suspense. So, and like I said, maybe romance. And some genres actually literally are a big genre, and then you have the subcategories. Like romance is like romance, and then there's like romance suspense, romance, blah, 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 so on and so forth. So, paranormal romance or so on and so forth, like I said. So, yeah, so just find out what you want to do. For me, my first one out was just basically a fiction, but it was a romance suspense because I like mystery and suspense. And I know I've talked about this with you guys before, so that's kind of where I was like, okay, well, I want to make sure that I put some kind of suspenseful something running through the story. So you want to write something that you're going to enjoy reading. Because when you're a writer, something that you're going to have to do a lot is reread your stuff. I know people think that you could just write it, and especially if you've been writing for a while, you could just write it and just go straight through and you're not going to, it's going to be perfect or semi-perfect or what. No, you're going to have to read it a lot. So you're going to have to enjoy it. And if you don't enjoy it, then you be like, why are you putting this out? Because you don't even enjoy the story. You want to enjoy your story. You want to be like, oh, okay, it's something I want to read. Good. Because, again, you're going to become very familiar with it. So make sure you're writing something you like. That is another tip I would definitely say is important. Alright, so those are like some of the major tips I would suggest. Of course, there's all kind of things, and then I could always do a video because I'm traditionally published, and I'm a hybrid person, so I'm traditionally and I don't really like to say self-published because, again, it is still on a publishing house in a way, but I choose my things a little bit more. I like the freedom, so but in a different video I can talk about that kind of stuff. But that's basically the few tips that I wanted to give today. at your job, but right, you know, but start journaling. You know, find the genre you like and find out what kind of what people want to read in that genre too. You know, actually some of your friends, and then just again write something that you really enjoy because you're going to be reading a lot. And I think that was pretty much everything. If not, I trust there'll be a little note that's going to run right here going, oh, and this, and she forgot that. But anyway, you know, because I'm going to go back and I'm going to watch this video because I'm going to have to edit it and put it together with all the other pieces that I put in this. So yeah, so even when you're doing this, you gotta like your subject or else you're going to get like, what was she talking about? Anyways, just don't worry about it. I'm being silly. Anyways, thank you guys for coming by today. I hope that helps answer a couple quick little questions that you guys have asked me about starting to write. If you have any more, or I will do, you know, probably another video a little bit about a couple other things, see a little more details. But eventually, you know, I might, I don't know, you guys, you know, like I said, answer more questions or whatever. But for now, that's all I had to say. Again, I'm Chloe Quinn. I am an author, and you can go to my website, chloequinnauthor.com, and you can jump around there, look at the different things, and you know, I have different things on my site. You know, I have my press page, which talks about things that I'm going to be doing soon. I have my book page that of course has all my books on it, and then I have all my individual book pages. Well, they're not really book pages, but they kind of tell you the different, like I said, you know, I was talking about sub-genres. I do write romance, but I tend to write in 4 different ways. I know I've talked about this several different times, but I do on my website actually break it down. So like, let's say if you're just one of my little sweeties, you can just go over to the sweetheart page, you know, the sweet page, and it has all the sweet romances, you know. But if you're like one of my alarm hot people, then you know, I have my alarm page for you guys. So go on over there, you know. And my alarmies are more, you know, my chili pepper people. So so you know, anyways, and that reminds me, my site is gonna soon, speaking about it, if you are a fan of my work, you enjoy, or you know, you enjoy romance period, I am going to be opening up my Chili Pepper Club again for people to be able to join, and both on Facebook and on my website again, so that we can chat about books and good looking guys and wonderful stories and so on and so forth. So I look forward to that. I will announce when I am going to open that back up to everybody. Right now Facebook is still kind of open where you guys can actually like the page, the Chili Pepper page, and I will actually include it on here, and if I don't, it will be down below in the links. But if not, it's always on my link page as well on my website. So it's just chloequinnauthor.com/links, and it includes my link for my Chili Pepper Club. Then, like I said, I think it's still open on Facebook, but I'm not too sure if it's full or not. So yeah, you know, go check the link out, and if it says yeah, go ahead and like the page. Like the page, I appreciate it. But yeah, until next time, you guys, thank you again. Chloe Quinn, see you guys later, and I love y'all. Be safe. Mwah.